The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is Iracing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
Welcome everybody here to night number 2 of the Snowball Derby here in Five Flag Speedway here in the beautiful Pensacola, Florida. Hope everybody's having a great Friday afternoon. I know I am, and it's time to go racing. And we had some fantastic racing last night with Wesley Outland on the call with me. It's just going to be me tonight. We had a great race last night. We seen James Kirby, the third, pass Xavier King there on the outside. There with about under 5 laps to go to take home the Pro Truck win. Ryan Eminette in the Sportsman division won from starting on the pole to taking over the lead and just dominating. Not without a late charge with about 3 to go though from Jimmy Kirby and Noah Allison. So. And then the mini stocks, Sarah Billiter just drove away with it and never looked back. So, night number 2 here, we got the Snowball Derby, the Supers LCQ, and then we also got the Pro late model for the Snowflake 100 LCQ. 10 cars in this one, 12 cars in the Pro race or Pro heat, and 12 or 11, something like that. And then you got the Modifieds of Mayhem, 75 laps coming up to end the night. So 3 races tonight, and then tomorrow night you get 400 laps of action-packed racing with a Snowflake 100, and then 300 laps for the Snowball Derby to crown a champion here on Elevated TV. Well, before we get started here with the LCQs, we're going to go down to the trackside for pre-race ceremonies. So if everybody would remove their hats, and please rise for the saying of your prayer and national anthem.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa, and my 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the Little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Welcome back here for night number 2 of the Snowball Derby. We just had pre-race ceremonies, and we're about to go down trackside to give the command to fire the engines and give it your starting lineup for tonight's LCQ number 1 for the Supers. This will be the Supers LCQ. 10 cars, 40 cars tried to make it in, and only took top 30 from qualifying, so that put 10 cars going to an LCQ for 50 laps here in the LCQ number 1. So we're going to give the command to start the engines, and they're going to have a short pace lap, and we'll be giving you the rundown here for tonight's 50 laps. On the inside of row number 1, it's going to be Bubba Pollard and David Hall. Row 2 is going to be Carson Quapple and J.P. Crabtree. Row 3, Lee Jones, David Gilligan. Row 4 going to be Jason Powers and Jake Finch. Row 5 going to be Noah Grayson and Caden Honeycutt. That's going to be your 10-car starting field here tonight for this one. 10 cars duked it out, or 10 cars ready to duke it out for 50 laps here tonight. You're not going to want to miss this one. Bubba Pollard probably never ever raced in an LCQ in his life to make it in the show, and he's doing it here on Iracing on the virtual side with David Hall to his outside. 1 to go this time by. About to turn these Supers loose for 50 laps, and then up next you'll have your Pro Late Model LCQ for 50 laps. And then remember, you got the Modifieds of Mayhem. 10 cars, double file, rolling into turn number 3. Bubba Pollard has got the field in his hands. They're going to work off of turn number 3 and 4. The pace car is going to tuck in. Here they work through 3 and 4. Green flag in the air for the LCQ. Down the back straightaway they go. Here comes David Hall. Carson Quaffle right there with a member of the top 6 make the race. Top 6 make the race. Everybody else goes home. The battle going on right here with the 8 machine of Carson Quaffle, David Hall there. That's all going on for second, but we're going to look at the transfer. Here comes Powers. Powers on the inside. David Gilligan stuck on the outside. Here comes Lee Jones in that number 80 machine. There in that blue machine. Here comes Grayson. Noah Grayson in the 30 machine. There he comes, working the bottom, working back to the outside. Single file for your transfer, from your first to your transfer. Jason Powers, the man on the point right now, sitting in that 6th position, that number 9 right there, looking for it. Here he comes, 3 laps, 4 laps of 50 down. Lee Jones going to shift up. Here comes Powers to the inside. Battle for 5th. Here comes Grayson back to the outside. Lee Jones on the bottom. Here comes Jason Powers. J.P. Crabtree in that camouflage, number 83 right there as well. Lee Jones on the outside, trying to use some momentum. He's going to tuck down, try to pinch the number 9. 2 by 2. This is all going on for your transfer. Lee Jones now shifted back to your transfer. Here comes Lee Jones, David Gilligan, Noah Grayson. Lee Jones and that number 80 machine, the blue and white machine on the outside. Here comes Gilligan, going to be a big shove there. All this going on, your top 4. Bubba Pollard, David Hall, Carson Quaffle, J.P. Crabtree, Jason Powers, your top 5. Lee Jones there in the blue machine, sitting on the inside in the transfer. So far, so good. Jones trying to get not to be the one in the transfer spot. Wants to get around Powers, wants to go back to the front. Meanwhile, out front, though, your top 2 has not changed hands. There you see the 25 machine. David Hall there in 2nd. Carson Quaffle on the back bumper of the number 18 machine, though. Crabtree trying to run him down as well. Here comes J.P. Crabtree. Right now, You gotta think these guys are in the show. They're not battling hard for position. They're just kind of riding. Meanwhile, as we go back a little bit further, Lee Jones still right there as well. All this going on, the battle back here. Got Finch, Grayson, Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt there in that number 21. Cook Electric. He won the Snowball Derby, the real Snowball Derby, just a few weeks ago. And he is trying to battle his way here through an LCQ. Thought about looking to the inside of Finch, making it 3 wide. Here comes the Grayson. This is all going on in the back. This is all back markers. Go back out front though. Meanwhile, David Hall has caught your race leader. He's looking to go to the outside. He's in the show, but he's wanting to go to the point. He wants to get that 31st starting position. Here comes David Hall. David Hall, Carson Quapple, all right there with him. Working back into the 1 and 2. 16 laps of 50. Here comes Hall. Hall in the Hardy's machine on the outside. Not the momentum he needs to get around him. He's going to hang back. Here comes Quapple. Quapple in the Iracing machine there. That number Hardy's 18 of David Hall trying to work to the outside of the 26 machine. 17 down of 50. 34 laps to go in this one. Here comes Quapple. Quapple to the inside. Here comes Crabtree. Quapple going to shove up in front of the 18 machine of David Hall. Here comes Crabtree. Crabtree to the bottom. Crabtree there. That number 83, the camouflage machine out of Muncie, Indiana. Here comes the Hardy's machine. Meanwhile, back here for your transfer. Lee Jones trying to get around Powers. Both these drivers in. Neither wants to give up. Here they go off of turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Jones. Jones there. Hardy's machine of David Hall going to lose a position though. Here comes Crabtree. Crabtree right there as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in that's watching. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon here on this Friday evening. This is Supers LCQ for the Snowball Derby coming up tomorrow. Right after this, you'll have the pros for the Snowflake 100 LCQ. They'll be going for another 50 laps, and then you'll have a 75-lap Modifieds of Mayhem. But meanwhile, Pollard out front, Quapple, Hall, Crabtree, Powers, your top 5, and Lee Jones rounds out your 6 cars right now that's set to go to the show. Here comes the Hardy's machine of David Hall. Here comes Crabtree. Everybody right there. Meanwhile, Gilligan has caught the 6th place machine of Lee Jones. Lee Jones there in that number blue and white 80 machine working the outside. Here comes Gilligan. Gilligan right there as well. One wrong move by the 80 machine of Lee Jones, and Gilligan can pounce, and that can send Lee Jones home. Your top 7 on top of each other. You can throw a blanket over them. Meanwhile, out front, though, Pollard still he got the pole. He's looking to hang on here. Can he hold off a hard-charging Carson Quapple? We got 24 to go. Next time by 23. Here we go, back down the back straightaway. Quapple, Hall, right there. All over the back bumper of that number 25 machine. Quapple still trying to make something work, trying to make something happen. He's on the back bumper of that Phoenix number 26 machine of Bubba Pollard. Here comes Hall. Hall looking to push him, go with him. Here they go to the outside. 22 to go here in this one. Here comes Quapple. Quapple, that number Iracing, looking to go to the point. Not the momentum he got. The 26 of Bubba Pollard still hanging on the bottom. Everybody trying to use the momentum, trying to use the power to go to the outside because Bubba Pollard not giving up the bottom. Nobody can do it. Here comes David Hall. David Hall back down to the bottom. Here comes the 18 Hardee's machine of David Hall. The top three right there together. We take a little bit further back. You got Crabtree right there as well. Powers, Jones, Gilligan, all right there. Here comes Gilligan looking for your transfer. The 80 of Lee Jones may be going home. 20 laps to go, 19 this time. Here comes Gilligan. He's all over the back bumper of the 20 machine, 80 machine. Here comes the 80 of Lee Jones to the outside of Powers. This is all going on for your transfer. Remember, Lee Jones is your final transfer spot. Here comes Gilligan. Here comes Lee Jones. Here comes David Gilligan. Side by side for your final transfer position. Here comes the 98. Can he get by him? Can Lee Jones use the power? Still side by side as they work up off the 4. David Gilligan in the final transfer. Lee Jones got to make something happen. He's still using the power up on the outside. He's still there as they work deck down into 3 and 4, coming to 16 laps to go. This is the battle for your transfer right here. The 80 of Lee Jones, the 98 of David. They work through 3 and 1 and 2, back off of 2. Lone Jones still on the outside. Jones going to push up a little bit. That's going to give the edge to the 98. Lee Jones going to have to regroup. He's got 15 laps to go to get back around the 98. Meanwhile, back up front, David Hall has got back around him. Here comes J.P. Crabtree. J.P. Crabtree in that number 83 camouflage machine, that Jim's Automotive, Crabtree Enterprises. He's trying to get around Quapple with 14 to go. David Hall, we're trying to work on the 26 machine this time by. You can literally throw a blanket over your top 5. Your top 5 on top of each other as they work through 1 and 2. Back into 2, 12 to go this time. Here comes Quapple back again to the outside of the 18 machine. Top 4 on top of each other with 11 laps to go. Here comes David Hall. Meanwhile, battle for your transfer once again. Here comes Jones. Finch even in the battle now. Here comes Grayson Honeycutt. We're going to have a 5-car away battle for your transfer as they work back into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Finch. Here comes Jones. Here comes Gilligan. Gilligan back to the point. Here comes Finch. 9 to go this time. 10 to go, excuse me. You got a 5-car battle back here. Gilligan, your transfer. But meanwhile, up front, here comes the 18. Here comes the 8. Got Crabtree, your top 5, right here together. Then you got from about 6th on back there together. Here comes David Hall. David Hall to the outside of the 26 machine. Here comes Quapple. 9 laps to go, coming to 8. Here comes David Hall. Here comes Powers. Powers looking to the inside of Crabtree. Here comes David Hall to the outside of your 26 machine. The 26 going to push up. That's going to knock the momentum. No, here comes David Hall. David Hall to the outside. David Hall and the Hardee's number 18. Here comes Quapple. Still side by side. Bubba Pollard on the bottom. 7 laps to go. Next time by 6 laps to go. 2 by 2 by 2. Here for this one. This is just the first race of the night, and they're battling like this is the last race of the night. Here comes the Hardee's machine. Here comes Powers from 5th. He's looking to go to 2nd. What a race so far in this one. Here's coming to 5 laps to go. Here comes the Hardee's machine trying to duke it out back to the outside. Here he comes side by side with the 9 machine. Here comes the Hardee's 8 machine working on the outside. Here comes Quapple. Quapple side by side with the 83 of J.P. Crabtree. 4 laps to go. You can throw a blanket over your top 5, top 6, something like that. There's too many of them together to count. Here comes David Hall. Powers back to the outside, or back to the second. He's looking to go back to the 26. Bubba Pollard still hanging on here for your race lead. 3 to go. Next time by, popsicle sticks in the air in this one. David Gilligan still holding on to the point, but here comes Lee Jones back to the outside of the 98 machine. That all going on for your transfer. But meanwhile, Powers, David Hall, Crabtree. Here comes Jones. Jones back to the outside of the 98. Can Lee Jones make it in the show? They're side by side for your transfer. White flag in the air. Bubba Pollard one more time. Lee Jones trying to make it in the show. If he can make no mistakes, here comes the 98. Back to the inside. This is your transfer. This is your final transfer. Meanwhile, we got a battle for second. Here comes Hall. Pollard going to win. Powers, who gets the transfer? Lee Jones is going to go to the show. David Gilligan, Caden Honeycutt, Jake Finch, and Noah Grayson will all go home. Jeez Louise, what a race. Bubba Pollard going to win this one here tonight. Jason Powers comes home second. David Hall third. JP Crabtree fourth. Carson Quapple fifth. And Lee Jones rounds out your top 6 cars going to the feature. Here, take a quick look at once again at your results. Bubba Pollard, Jason Powers. Jason Powers started 7th. Worked his way to 2nd. Wow. JP Crabtree started 4th, finished 4th. Carson Quapple 5th. Lee Jones 6th. David Gilligan 7th. Jake Finch 8th. Caden Honeycutt 9th. And Noah Grayson rounds out your top 10 starting cars for your Super LCQ. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back here for this one, we'll have the pros up on the grid for their LCQ, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on Elevated TV in just a few moments. Welcome back here on Elevated TV for night number 2 of the Snowball Derby. Here, and we got the pros up next here for their LCQ. 11 cars, 42 cars attempted to make the race. We took the top 30 from their qualifying session as well. And they've got 11 cars making the LCQ for 50 laps. So, going to be an interesting night. Let's give you your starting lineup here for this one. Row 1 going to be Casey Roderick and Dawson Cox. Row 2 going to be Austin Herzog and Derek Kraus. Row 3 going to be Evan Ballou and Alan Kress. Row 4 going to be Casey Johnson, Preston Pelletier. Row 5 going to be Logan Beer and Derek Griffith. And your final guy going to be Blake Dillon here on this one. So, going to be a good, interesting night. Remember, coming up right after this one, we got a 75 lap modifieds of Mayhem. So going to be interesting to see how the 75 lapper goes as we are ready to get the field rolling off and get this show on the road. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I see Lee Jones, Dalton Chupp, SLROX. How's everybody doing? Jonathan Sessoms. How's everybody doing down in the chat box? Hope everybody's having a fantastic afternoon. 50 laps is the distance in this one. There you see a nice little view off the back of the pace car in here in this one. Again, hope everybody is having a fantastic afternoon. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be exciting. If you're just tuning in, tomorrow night we'll have a 100-lap Snowflake 100 for the pros and then 300 laps of Snowball Derby for the Super. So you get 400 laps. Green flag will be 2 p.m. Stream will start about 1:45 here on Elevated TV. Hope to see you in there. Field going to work through turns 3 and 4. Casey Roderick, Dawson Cox going to bring them into the restart zone. Burning the Iracing flagman in the flag stand with the green flag ready to go. Green flag in the way, underway for your pros. Still working through 1 and 2 there. Casey Roderick, Dawson Cox still side by side as they work back down into turn number 3 and 4. Dawson Cox on the outside. Here comes the 11 of Austin Herzog. Herzog in that number 11 red and black machine on the bottom. Derek Kraus in that 9 on the outside. Here comes Dawson Cox still working the outside of the number 81 of Anthony Campy. Excuse me, the Anthony Campy machine of Casey Roderick. Here comes Dawson Cox. Here comes the 11 machine of Austin Herzog. Herzog there on the bottom. Dawson Cox in the Busch Light number 7 on the outside. The Jones Racing Products entry. Here comes the 56 of Evan Ballou. Ballou on the bottom. Dawson Cox getting shuffled out. Here comes Casey Johnson in that 5 machine. Here comes Dawson Cox. Still stuck on that outside. Roderick running away with this one. Here comes Johnson, the 48 of Preston Pelletier. Preston Pelletier in the black and white, number 48, working the bottom. Here comes the 7 of Dawson Cox, still trying to make some momentum. Outside groove, it looks like it is gone from the first race of this one. Here they come back down the back straightaway. 5 laps complete, coming to 6 of 50. Derek Kraus thought about sticking it 3 wide through the middle of Preston Pelletier. Not going to do it. Here comes the 66 of Logan Breeder in that purple and white number 66. We're 3 wide, though, back here in the back almost. The 91 of Alan Kress right there. The battle for your transfer all going on right here with Dawson Cox. Dawson Cox, Preston Pelletier, Logan Beard, all right there. That's your battle for your transfer. Cox still working the bottom, still working the outside. Roderick still out front. Dawson Cox on the bubble. Here comes Bearden. Here comes Bearden. Logan Bearden, the 66. Right there, working to the outside. Here he goes. Meanwhile, we got a battle for second. Here comes Ballou. Here comes our Herzog. Herzog on the bottom of the 11 machine. Here comes the 56 on the outside. That's Evan Ballou. Here comes Johnson. Johnson wants to put his nose in there. He wants a piece of it. He wants to show him how he can do it. He wants to ruff some feathers. Meanwhile, though, Roderick driving away with this one. Roderick in that number 81. Anthony Campy Racing, number 81 entry. He is out front, started on the pole. He has led since the drop with a green flag. 10 laps complete. Field single file while they're in second, third, and fourth. And you're watching the battle right here for second. Evan Ballou there in the 56. Casey Johnson in the 4th position right there in the 5 machine. Then you got Pelletier. Here comes Pelletier as well. Preston Pelletier there in that 5th position. He's looking to get to the inside of Ballou. Here comes Ballou on the outside. Here comes the 48. Meanwhile, Dawson Cox, Logan Beard duking it out. Here comes Beard. Here comes Kraus. Kraus going to stick it 3 wide. We're going to be 3 wide up off of 2. This is for your transfer position. One wrong move, and we got a big one. We're 3 wide, 3 and 4. They're going to hold it cross to the middle. Crest on the bottom, Bearden on the outside. Dawson Cox still hangs on to the transfer position, but here comes Kraus. Derek Kraus in the red and black number 9 trying to get around him, and what a move he did to go there. He's trying to go to the outside. No, he thought about it. Here, the 9 machine. Derek Kraus looking on the back bumper of the number 7 machine. Derek Kraus, Dawson Cox. We're 15 laps of 50 into this one. See, 35 to go. 35 to go in this one. Kraus is going to move to the outside of the 7 of Dawson Cox. Dawson Cox there on the bottom of the bush light number 7. Meanwhile, out front, Casey Roderick opening up a lead all by himself, and another zip code here in the Bama Buggies. Number 81, Anthony Campany Racing entry. Austin Herzog in the number 11. Casey Johnson there in your 3rd. Preston Pelletier, Adam Ballou, and your 6th and final transfer right now is Derek Kraus, taking the top 6 from this one. Remember, coming up right after this is your 75-lap Modifieds of Mayhem. They're going to duke it out to see who's going to take home the victory here in night number 2. Remember, tomorrow night we'll have Wesley Outland back in the booth with us for 400 laps of action of Supers and Pros. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be fun, going to be entertaining. Ballou, Pelletier. There's Kress, Alan Kress. This going on right behind you. He's right there behind your transfer. Meanwhile, here comes Cox. Cox back to the outside of the 9 machine as they work back through 3 and 4. 20 of 50, 30 laps to go in this one. Here comes the 7 machine working to the outside of the 9 machine. Dawson Cox. Something wrong with that car. Here comes Alan Kress. Alan Kress of the 91 looking to the inside of him as well. Meanwhile, Casey Roderick in the middle of no man's land. Almost a whole corner ahead, straight away ahead of your 2nd place machine of Austin Herzog. And Casey Johnson all over the back bumper of that number 11 machine as he's looking to try to get to the inside of him. As we go on board here with Casey Johnson, he's trying to run a little higher as he's trying to get to the outside of him, just not the momentum he can get. As we look off here of Herzog, Casey Johnson trying to get right there to him, just not the momentum. He can figure it out. And Johnson just struggling, man. Not the way he wants to go, but he's locked in the race. He's got to remember that he's not in a transfer. He's in 3rd. I mean, it's going to take a big cost to literally for him to not make it. But here comes Dawson Cox once again, trying to get back to the back bumper of the number 9. Try to go to the outside of him. We're halfway down, halfway home. Here in this one. Dawson Cox desperately trying to get to the outside of the 9 machine. The man started second here. He has struggled since the drop of the green flag. He's trying to go to the outside across. Here he comes on the outside, pulling alongside, trying to. Here comes Alan Cresto. This is a 3-way battle for your transfer. Alan Crest not doing what he wants to do. Here comes Dawson Cox. And if you look at the intervals up top, it has changed to where they started. Dawson Cox, there you see, second is where he started. He is currently 7th on the timing charts, on the score ticker. Struggling hard in that Busch Light number 7 machine, trying to get back to the back bumper of the Shockwave number 9 of Derek Kraus. Casey Roger, there you see, started on the pole. He is checked out. Looking strong there in that number 81 machine. Austin Herzog, Casey Johnson, Preston Pelletier, Evan Ballou, that's your top 5. Here comes Derek Griffin in that number 12 Jeep. And you almost got to begin to wonder, does anybody have anything for this Bama Buggies number 81 machine? He is, checked out almost. He's rolling. And to be completely honest, he's not running lap times like you think he would. Preston Pelletier is, quite literally him and Derek Griffin and Logan Bearden are the 3 fastest cars on the racetrack. That last lap. Casey Roderick's only running 16.517s. It's not like he's a 5.49 right there. Second place, a 4.52. Austin Herzog is faster than Casey Roderick, but if Casey Roderick can continuously run these lap times, it's going to be hard to gain on the number 81 Bama Buggies machine because it's already hard to pass here. Then you figure you get a big lead, you almost got to have draft. Because it's so banked, it's so long, and you're carrying so much speed, and you're hardly off the throttle. So you just got to keep things like that in mind when it comes to stuff like that. And then you go back here to Herzog, where Casey Johnson is faster than him, but he just can't get the run up on the outside like he wants. And Preston Pelletier and Casey Johnson, that last lap, just literally ran the same exact lap time of a 16.455. So that's just things you got to keep in mind when you look at stuff like this. That lap there, Casey Roderick was faster than the top 5. So it's consistency is what wins these races. Anybody can be fast one lap, but if you're not consistently fast, you're not gonna do what you're doing. And Roderick's showing just why he's out front. He's consistently running 5s every lap. So that's gonna help him a lot as we see Derek Kraus still in that transfer. Evan Ballou, Preston Pelletier, Casey Johnson, all right here as I'm coming to 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in this one. Does anybody have anything for the number 81 machine of Casey Roderick? Can anybody run him down? He's coming to 9 laps to go. He's trying to make his way into the Snowflake 100 tomorrow night, 2 o'clock. Here he comes through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway, coming to 8 laps to go. It's been the Casey Roderick show here in this LCQ. Austin Herzog there in second. Casey Johnson third. Preston Pelletier fourth. Evan Ballou and Derek Kraus, your top 6 cars transferring. This has been not really an exciting race, but it's been an okay race. Not much going on. Everybody kind of just doing their own thing, riding, using the hey, I'm in thing, kind of that deal, and not pushing their equipment, hurting their equipment, and risk wrecking ourselves. As we got 6 laps to go here in this one. And I think as long as Casey Roderick plays his game right, he's looking to go to make the show here and win the LCQ with 5 laps to go in that number 81 machine. Off of turn number 3 and 4, the 81 machine looking at 4 laps to go. Herzog is closing though. Herzog's closing little by little. He's not closing a lot. He's not closing like big gains in anything. But he is closing just a little bit. Up off the corner. 3 to go this time by for that number 81. Can Herzog catch him? Casey Johnson right there. He's got a big bumper full of the 48 of Preston Pelletier. But off of turn number 2. Or 3 and 4. Casey Roderick, popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for your number 81 machine. White flag for the number 81 machine. He's played his cards all right through the LCQ. Started on the pole. He's laid flag to flag. He's going to come through 3 and 4. The winner of your Snowflake 100 LCQ going to be Casey Roderick. Austin Herzog going to come home second. Casey Johnson third. Preston Pelletier fourth. Evan Ballou fifth. And Derek Krause. Your 6 cars going to the feature. Alan Kress, Derek Griffith, Logan Beard, Blake Dillon, and Dawson Cox. Your cars going home. What an interesting race that was. Everybody kind of being lenient. We got one more race on tap for you here tonight. And it's your 75-lap Modifieds of Mayhem. 175 laps tonight. Yeah, SRL, this is what I was telling you about earlier when I was watching your Twitch. These are the things we can do. So we're going to have the Modifieds of Mayhem as we take a quick look at your results coming up. Casey Roderick comes home first. Austin Herzog second. Casey Johnson third. Preston Pelletier fourth. Evan Ballou fifth. Derek Krause sixth. Alan Kress seventh. Derek Griffith eighth. Logan Beard in ninth. Blake Dillon rounds out your top 10. And Dawson Cox, after starting second, finishes in the back last. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back here at the Five Flag Speedway, we will have a Modifieds of Mayhem for 75 laps coming to you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Richard's going to hold the inside, tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As that's still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Welcome back here on Elevated TV as we have got the field set for your modifieds and mayhem. 14 drivers, small little field of cars, but they're going to duke it out for 75 laps here and to end the night. So we're going to give you your starting lineup here in just a second, and as the field is going to begin to roll here in just a second. Row 1 going to be Sarah Billiter and Noah Allison. Sarah Billiter going to qualify on the pole. Noah Allison to her outside. Jeff Besoy and Dustin Lane make it row number 2. Jonathan Sessoms, Lee Jones, row 3. Cody Deemers and David Hall, row 4. Victoria Sessoms and Bob McCready, row 5. Tommy Blair, Dalton Chupp, your row 6. And Greg Minning and Wyatt Marshburn round out your final starting cars. Sarah Billiter won last night in the mini stocks, looking to go 2 for 2 here on the night in the modifieds. Trying to win the modified race, and that'll put her and winning the mini stock race as well. Sarah Billiter, Noah Allison, Jeff Besoy, gonna bring them back to the green flag. Here we go. Field gonna work through the restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're underway here for your modifieds of Mayhem, 75 laps. To conclude night number 2 of the Snowball Derby, Sarah Billiter gonna jump out to a commanding lead. Our car looks like it was shot out of a rocket as we go back here. Whoa, big time loose there by Jeff Besoy on the bottom here in front of Jonathan Sessoms. The 18 of Dustin Lane, that purple and black modified on the outside. Here they go, back down, turn number, back to straightaway, back into 3. Here comes Aaron Sessoms. Here comes Jonathan Sessoms on the inside. Big time loose there in the number 64. Dustin Lane getting shuffled out. Here comes the red machine. I believe that's going to be Lee Jones, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure. Here comes the 18 of Dustin Lane. Victoria Sessoms on that number 79. That's her. That was who it was. Here we go a little bit further back. You got battles with Bob McCready, Tommy Blair, Lee Jones, Greg Mining. You got also David Hall in there involved. Everybody all out there chasing the number 24 of Sarah Billiter. She has, jumped out to the lead and never looked back. She is running commanding lap times, but Vasoli is faster. Vasoli that lap was faster than the entire field by a big margin. Jonathan Sessoms trying to catch that number 3 machine of Jeff Vasoli, and Jonathan Sessoms right behind him. Jonathan Sessoms, Sarah Billiter with a big commanding lap times, man. The lap times, looking at them on time and scored, is crazy. I mean, half the field's in the ones, and then you got like 3 or 4 cars in the O's. So it's honestly crazy. I mean, Jeff Vasoli, Sarah Billiter, Noah Allison, Jonathan Sessoms, Demers Sessoms, Victoria Sessoms, all running the same exact lap times. I mean, and then you got to figure it. That's why it's so hard to pass here at Five Flags when you're all running the same exact lap times. As here comes Jonathan Sessoms. He's trying to go to the outside. No! Big time loose there for the 64 of Jonathan Sessoms. He's going to get shuffled out. Here comes Demers to the inside. Here comes Victoria Sessoms as well. Jonathan Sessoms not giving up. He's going to drive that thing off in there. Hope it sticks. Here he comes to the outside. Here comes Dustin Lane to work with him. 11 laps complete of this one. 65 laps to go. Here comes Lane, Dustin Lane, trying to get back in this one. Jonathan Sessoms not going to lose but a spot to Demers. Victoria Sessoms and Dustin Lane duking it out there. That going on for 6th and 7th. McCready, Blair back behind them. Whoa, big time loose there on Tommy Blair and Bobby McCready. Bobby McCready almost wrecking that race car, that number 9 machine on the bottom there. What a save by that number 9. Meanwhile, we go back out front. And Noah Allison trying to catch and reel in that number 24 machine. Trying to do what he can to get to the back bumper. The 25 machine out of Anderson, Indiana, looking to get to the back bumper of the 24 machine. It's 24 versus 25. Here comes Allison back to the back bumper of the 24 machine. He is reeling her in little by little. He's getting there. He's closing in the gap. Noah Allison out front. Jeff Vasoli back there in the back as well. Here comes Noah Allison. Noah Allison won the sportsman division. Both these drivers won last night. They're both looking to get one of the take the modified away to win here. Here we go. 25 versus 24. Allison, Billiter. Who wants it more? Allison to the back bumper. Trying to close in the gap. Close it to .2. Trying to reel her in. Looks like they're starting to catch lap traffic. Here comes Allison. He's there. To the outside. No. Billiter going to shut the door. Here comes Allison. Billiter going to slide up. Here comes Allison back to the outside. Billiter tried to shut the door. Allison was there. Side by side as he worked back down into turn number 1. Noah Allison working the outside. Here comes Billiter trying to hold him on the bottom. Allison with the preferred groove, but here comes Billiter. Billiter going to shift up. That's going to get Allison loose. They're both loose. Oh my goodness. Whoa, what a save by both drivers. Billiter not giving up. Allison not giving up on the outside. That's going to open the door up for CD. Here comes the 24. Here comes the 25. Then you're going to have the 26. It's 24 versus 25 versus 26 here in just a few minutes. Allison right there as well. Allison to the back bumper, tried to regroup. Billiter going to shut the door. The 25 going to regroup again. Try to go back at her. 22 is 75 down. Noah Allison in the 25 machine trying to get back to the back bumper of the 24 machine of Sarah Biller, the Pepsi machine, in that teal and white blue number 24. Here he comes to the outside. Biller going to try to shut the door again, try to lose him some momentum. Allison going to try. He's going to go back to the outside. Here he comes. He's going again. Here comes CD. Jonathan Sessum's about to put his nose in there. Here comes Cody Deemers on the back bottom in the 26 machine. Whoa, big time check up there. Allison going to tuck back in, try to regroup. Here comes Allison. Here comes CD. Jonathan Sessum's bringing Dustin Lane with him as well. 3-car battle, almost to 4. Here comes Allison. Here comes Billiter. Billiter still in the bottom. Sarah Billiter in the bottom. Here comes Allison. Here comes Jonathan Sessums. Jonathan Sessums to the outside of Cody Deemers. We got a 4-car battle, 5-car battle for your race lead. Here comes Billiter. Billiter back to the bottom. Allison on the outside. Noah Allison right there, still to the outside of the 24 Pepsi machine. Here comes Allison. He's going to try again. Billiter going to shove up. Allison with a big run. Here comes Billiter with a big run off the bottom. Wow, nobody giving an inch. Here comes Jonathan Sessoms. He got loose, fell back. He's made his way back up to third, almost in the battle with the lead group. Here comes Billiter. Billiter going to push up. Billiter on the bottom, trying to regroup with the 25 of Noah Allison. Here comes Allison. Allison back to the outside again. Billiter on the bottom. Noah Allison right there as well. Here comes Jonathan Sessom. Jonathan Sessom with a big time loose there as well. Here comes Allison. Allison back to the outside once again. Noah Allison not giving up in that 25 machine. Noah Allison trying to get to the outside of him. 32 laps to 75, closing in on halfway here in this one. Can Noah Allison get back to the back bumper of the 24? Can Jonathan Sessoms get up there? Can we have a 4, 5, maybe even 6-car battle for your race lead? Here comes Allison. Allison back to the outside. Here comes Noah Allison with a big time run off the 4. Still trying to pull alongside of the 24 machine. Just not the momentum she can get. Here comes Jonathan Sessoms. Jonathan Sessoms struggling. Something drastically wrong with that race car, but he's still managing to hold on to third. Here comes Allison. Allison Billiter still side by side as they work back down in the corner. Here comes Billiter. Billiter to the bottom. Allison trying to clear. Billiter still there. Allison going to clear it off in a turn 3. New race leader here. 5 flags for your modifieds. Noah Allison. Sarah Billiter going to try to reel back in the 25 machine of Noah Allison. 36 laps of 75. Next time by halfway. Can Sarah reel him back in? That was a great battle for your race lead here in this one. That almost allowed your top 5 to be on top, near inches away from each other. And Noah Allison has checked out since he took the race lead. Here comes Sessoms. Sessoms trying to catch Billiter. Jonathan Sessoms only a second off of your leader's last lap. Can he reel him in? Here comes Billiter. McCready, big time spin, big time loose there. Caution out. Caution flag gonna fly here. 39 of 75 laps. First caution of the entire night of racing here in this one. Looks like it's gonna be out for the 3 machine of Dalton Chuck. The 25 machine of Noah Allison, not what he wanted to see after just taking a hard fight for the lead takes it over here on lap 39 of 75. And Jonathan Sessoms, you got to begin to wonder, is that what he wanted? Did he want to see that? It's going to put him on the bottom with Noah Allison, so it can cause him to get a good jump here and maybe win this one. CD right there behind him, Cody Demers. Then you got the 18 of Dustin Lane. Dustin Lane there as well in the number 18 machine. That's your top 5. Caridi, Blair, Victoria, Bajelli, Marshburn Mining, Jones, David Hall, and Dalton Chupp. That's the way the field lines up. Field going to double up here. Builder to the outside. We haven't seen much what she can do on the outside. We've seen what she can do on the bottom. We haven't seen what she can do on the outside. Will we see Noah Allison hang on? Will we see Builder get back around? Will we see Sessoms, Demers, Lane get to the lead? Here we go. 39 of 75 laps with 37 laps to go. Back through 1 and 2. Billiter back to the outside. Here comes Sessoms. Sessoms back to the bottom. Sessoms looking on the inside of Billiter. Allison. Here comes Jonathan Sessoms to the inside of Sarah Billiter. Jonathan Sessoms struggling hardcore on the bottom. Here comes Billiter. Billiter back to the outside of your race leader. Thought about it. Here she comes. She's got help from Cody Demers. Dustin Lane helping Jonathan Sessoms. Push him. He's going to shove him through. 35 laps to go. Who wants it more? 34. Here comes Billiter. Billiter back to the back bumper of the 25 machine. Can she do it? Here comes Jonathan Sessoms trying to get back to the back bumper of the 24 machine. Allison struggling, starting to look like he's got a tight race car. We follow him a little bit further back. Big jungle of cars here. But back up front. Here comes Sessoms. Here comes CD. Cody Demers in the 25 or 26 on the outside. They're side by side. This all going on for 3rd and 4th. Bob McCready right there behind them as well. The number 9 machine in that yellow and white machine. Sessoms trying to catch him. Trying to get him. Here comes McCready. McCready thought about it. McCready going to drive to the outside. Sessoms struggling hard in that race car. Bob McCready, Jonathan Sessoms side by side. This going on for 4th and 5th. Here comes Sessoms. Sessoms trying to clear him. Here comes McCready back to the outside. Jonathan Sessoms' car looks to be a little too loose but too tight. Here comes Lane. Lane looking through there. He thought about putting it 3 wide. He's going to go with McCready. Tuck back down to the bottom. Go with Sessoms. Sessoms all over the place. McCready almost in the wall. Bajelli, McCready, everybody right here, all over the place. Here comes Tommy Blair. Here comes the 64 of Greg, or 54 of Greg Mining. Bajelli almost in the wall. Here comes Blair on the outside. They're 3 wide back here. 3 wide almost in there. Dalton Chupp throws it 3 wide, almost causes a catastrophe there for the back markers here in this one. Sarah Billiter running out of laps, trying to catch Noah Allison. Noah Allison took charge. He has driven away with this one. He is the only car in the 15.5s here in the late race. Does anybody have anything for the 25? As we got 25 laps to go. Dustin Lane. Here comes Tommy Blair. Jeff Bajelli in the 3 green and black machine. Here comes Greg Mining in the 54 Logitech machine on the outside with Blair. This all going on for 6th, 7th, and 8th. As they work back into the corner, here they go. Field gonna work through 1 and 2, back down the back straightaway. 23 laps to go. Bazelli fighting hard. Here comes the 54 of Greg Mining. Greg Mining on the outside. Meanwhile, out front, Sarah Billiter trying to close the gap. Trying to make something happen. Noah Allison running away with this one. Here comes McCready. Here comes the, the 06 machine. That's Wyatt Marshburn in the Monster Energy machine. Almost big time. And Dalton Chubb. Excuse me, that's Wyatt Marshburn. Wyatt Marshburn. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh, boy, we're still 3 wide up off of 4. Here we go. Who wants it more? Wyatt Marshburn threading the needle. Wyatt Marshburn going to thread the needle. Here comes David Hall in the Monster Energy 06. He's looking to move his way up into the top 10 as he looks to the inside of Greg Mining. 18 laps to go in this one. Here comes Mining the outside of the 54, Lee Jones. Lee Jones there in that red and black 54 on the bottom. David Hall looking to work with him as well. Meanwhile, Jonathan Sessoms goes around the 18 machine at Dustin Lane. Jonathan Sessoms trying to make his way back to the front. Here comes Dustin Lane to the inside. You got Tommy Blair there as well. Tommy Blair in the brake number yellow 4 machine behind Jonathan Sessoms. Jonathan Sessoms in the white 64 on the outside. Dustin Lane in the purple machine. This all going on for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Here comes Blair. Blair to the bottom. Dustin Lane. Jonathan Sessoms. Here goes Blair back to the outside of Dustin Lane. Here comes Sessoms back to the inside of Blair. Blair going to shift up high. 15 laps to go here in this one. Tommy Blair, Jonathan Sessoms all battling out 5th and 6th. But meanwhile, up front, Sarah Billiter, Cody Deemer's battling it out for 2nd. Noah Allison and another zip code here in this one. As he looks through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Everybody kind of single file till you get about back here. There's your most exciting battle on the racing surface. David Hall, Dalton Chubb, Greg Mining. Here comes Dalton Chubb trying to get to the outside of David Hall. Mining in front. Here goes Dalton Chubb to the outside of David Hall. This is all going on for 11th and 12th. David Hall. David Hall going to touch bumpers with the 06. Whoa! 10 laps to go and almost a bad accident there. David Hall going to touch the right front, or the left front, excuse me. McCready almost gets into Dalton Chubb. They're going to keep it clean and green in this one. Noah Allison, though, out front. Billiter. Deemers, Lane, Blair, Sessoms, and Bazzelli gets around Wyatt Marshburn. Lee Jones, 9th, and Greg Mining, that's your top 10. Then you got David Hall, Victoria Sessoms, and McCready, and Chuck duking it out back here for last. They go back out front. This is your battle for 2nd. Here comes Deemers. Deemers looking to the outside of the 24 machine. Shifts up way high. 7 laps to go. 6. Make it 6 laps to go. Here comes the 24. The Pepsi machine trying to hang on to finish 2nd. She qualified on the pole. She's looking to hang on. Here she comes. 5 laps to go for Noah Allison, though. He has played all of his cards right. Battled hard with Billiter on the outside. Lap after lap after lap. Got around her. Fought off a caution with a herd of animals coming from behind him. He's 5 laps to go before he takes home the victory here for his 2nd win on the weekend here in the Modifieds of Mayhem. Coming to 3 laps to go. There you see your field working up off of turn number 4, back down through the front stretch, back down into 1. Noah Allison working through 3 and 4. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for Noah Allison. Noah Allison out for a Sunday drive, out for a Sunday cruise. Nobody in sight. He's going to work back through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. White flag one more time around for the 25. Final lap. He drove his butt off in the sportsman race last night. Made a last lap pass on Ryan Eminette to take home the victory. Up off the corner. Checkered flag for Noah Allison. Noah Allison going to win here in the night number 2 of the Snowball Derby in the 75-lap Modifieds of Mayhem. Sarah Billiter, Cody Deemers, Tommy Blair round out your top 4. Taking a quick look here at your final results, your unofficial results. Noah Allison wins, Sarah Billiter 2nd, Deemers 3rd, Tommy Blair 4th, Dustin Lane 5th, Jonathan Sessoms comes home 6th, Jeff Bazzelli comes home 7th, Wyatt Marshburn 8th, Lee Jones 9th, David Hall rounds out your top 10. Greg Mining 11th, Victoria Sessoms 12th, Bob McCready comes home 13th, Dalton Chupp 14th, and that will end off your 14-car field. Well, short night of racing, and what a night it was, and appreciate everybody that tuned in, watching. Hope everybody enjoyed the races. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12:45 Central Time, for the Snowflake, the pre-race show and then pre-race ceremonies for the Snowball Derby. Snowflake 100 will be about 2 o'clock, and then to follow will be the 300-lap main event for the Supers, the Snowball Derby, the inaugural AI Snowball Derby will be coming up here tomorrow night at a little after 3 o'clock. So, that being said, hope everybody has a great afternoon. Hope everybody has a great night. And we'll see you tomorrow for the final night of the Snowball Derby.